It's that time, baby. FIFA World Cup 2026. I'm here in Seattle, as you can see, downtown Seattle by the waterfront. FIFA is just coming in different. This summer it's just a different vibes. And you know I had to show out and go to a match. So yesterday I went to the Egypt versus Iran game, and wow, that was such a wonderful experience. And I had the time of my life. I'm never gonna forget it. You know, I watched it here in Seattle at Lumen Field. The tickets weren't that bad. I got my ticket for $250, and this is my view. I'm gonna pop it up in the screen right now. But actually, like 3 days to 4 days after I bought my tickets, they shot up to like $500 to $1,000 for the same seats that I bought. You know, I lucked out. I'm grateful for that. I'm so happy. I'm so glad that I bought that ticket, man, because I just experienced one of the greatest moments of my life. And you know, I feel like mere words can't describe that moment at all. So I did record a good amount. I was able to get a couple goals, a couple crucial moments. I'm gonna play them for you guys right now. And you know, I want you guys to experience it for yourself.
Last minute goal by Iran. Bro, in additional time too. Crazy, yo. Woo!
And it's a first corner competition. Number 4, Idea scored the goal from outside position.
Look at this. No way. No way, bro. No. You see how crazy that was? The first 2 goals of the game, or the only goals of the game, were scored in the first 10 minutes. And after that, you know, they had a lot of opportunities to score. You know, a lot of good defense was played, a lot of saves, a lot of close calls too. But at the end, it came out to be a draw, which benefited Egypt. You know, because of that, they were able to make it out of group stage and head to knockout round for the first time in Egyptian history. So, hey, I could say I was able to witness history, man. But it was a disappointing loss for Iran because they tied. They are 3rd place in the bracket or in their group. Them making it out of the group stage is all dependent on all of the other games now. So it's really out of their control. But the way the game ended was surprising, to say the least. It was unexpected. You know, it was a tie game up until 90th minute, I think. I'm not too sure. It was towards the end of the game. And Iran, they scored a crazy goal, but it was offsides. You know, disappointing. The guys I was celebrating with, they're heartbroken, all right? My fellow Iranians, shout out to them, man. They made it a wonderful experience. They were so passionate. They're celebrating every single thing that was going on in the game, whether it was a good pass, a great touch, a goal, obviously. Even the Egyptians, man, it was such a wonderful experience. It was just a great environment to be in. I lost my voice. I was screaming. It was well worth it. I had one of the greatest nights of my life. I did get a couple souvenirs. Obviously, I had to, just because when else am I gonna be at the FIFA World Cup? So I gotta get a couple of collectibles to commemorate that experience. I got the official Trionda FIFA World Cup ball. They were giving out free bracelets, the fan ID badges, and a couple other things, you know, posters, flags. And actually after the game, we were outside the stadium and a bunch of Egyptian, you know, fans were celebrating, and there was like a little mosh pit and I joined in, and it was a blast, man. I had a great time. I wish I could relive that moment. I was just grateful to be there, really. I was very grateful to even have experienced that game, man. You know, I really do feel bad for my fellow Iranians. To have them go out like that, it's truly heartbreaking. And I was able to witness the fans' reactions real time. And it was just very sad to see, because the world is going through some tough times, especially Iran. Even their players, man, especially their players, because FIFA and the United States, I guess they restricted them from staying in the US, so they had to fly out from Tijuana, I believe. So they would have to fly out from Tijuana for every single match of the tournament, which is crazy to think about because they don't have much time to like relax, rest up. You know, they gotta be traveling nonstop. I'm sure that just makes it twice as hard on the players. And, you know, obviously with everything that's been going on with the US-Iran war, like, you know, that country deserves so much better. You know, that loss for them, it wasn't even a loss, it was a draw. But obviously it puts them at a rough point in the group stage. You know, how that game ended, I'm sure it was heartbreaking for them. But, you know, I really hope they make it out of the group stage. You know, they still have a chance to. Maybe by the time you guys are watching this, you'll know. Man, shout out to the Egyptians too. They were going crazy. You know, they were bringing in all the energy, the pharaohs. Yeah! Go Egypt! Go Egypt! But who was I rooting for? Egypt and Iran. I'm just a fan, you know? I didn't really have a specific team that I was rooting for. You know, I was just there to have fun. I was just there to experience everything a FIFA World Cup match can offer. So whoever scored a goal, man, I was supporting. If Iran was doing something crazy, I was supporting the Iranians. You know, if Egypt scored a goal, I was supporting Egypt. And I felt like that just made the experience a whole lot better because I was able to vibe with both groups. I was able to vibe with both sides and experience and feel what they feel. And also, I'm a big fan of Mohamed Salah of Egypt, the Egyptian king. It was incredible to watch him live, you know, in real life, in person. But one player that really caught my attention was, I forgot his name. Hold up. Let me come back to you. Okay, I found his name now. His name was Ramin Razayan. That brother was different, yo. He showed out. He scored a goal for Iran. He was going crazy, man. He created a lot of opportunities for his teammates. But seeing him play, man, and seeing his passion for the game. Like, I watched his post-game interview, and it was just heartbreaking to see. But he was extremely humble and mature about, you know, that entire situation. You know, Mohamed Salah, and then my guy Ramin Razayan. Beautiful. That's enough of me yapping, man. Shout out Egypt, shout out Iran for a wonderful match. Shout out to all the fans. Shout out FIFA, the World Cup. Shout out Seattle. Shout out the game of football. Shout out to life, man. Life is truly incredible, and just grateful to be here. Just grateful, man. Just grateful. But yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on the next one.